I just spent $90 to fill up my truck. If it's your first time on the channel, my name is Ryan. I'm a full-time reseller on sites like eBay and Poshmark, and I've just added a few others, but stay tuned. We're going to talk about the price of fuel going up. As most of you know, the price of fuel has gone up pretty much across the country. I know where I'm at, I'm in Tulsa. Sometimes it's lower than a lot of other places, but not always. Right now, we're sitting for just regular unleaded, just under $4. Most places around $3.99 or even at $3.97 for some reason. I just filled up my truck because I was pretty much on E, and it usually costs me about $70 roughly. And I will say I use E85 fuel. If you don't know what E85 is, it's just a economy kind of fuel. A lot of like work trucks, things like that use it. And this truck that I bought is actually an old internet provider. I think it's called Metronet, and it's one of their old work trucks. I love this truck, honestly. It's a great truck. It gives me all the space I need. It's got a full back seat, and for my kids, or also for merchandise. And then I have the bed of the truck for when I need to haul things, especially when I moved into my warehouse. It was really convenient to have. The downside of having a truck, though, is a lot of people ask you to help move things because, you know, a truck is good to haul. I know in different places across the country, different vehicles are utilized in different ways to help out. In Oklahoma, a lot of people have trucks or SUVs. That's just kind of how it is here. There are people with cars, of course. I had a Jetta forever. That was actually one of the first like new cars I ever bought, and I really enjoyed it. And I drove it till pretty much the wheels fell off, and I gave it to my wife when I upgraded to a different truck, and then we ended up giving it to our in-laws. But fuel has gone up regardless of what you're doing. I used to be in the transportation industry with concrete mixers, so I knew the cost of diesel. I had to order it for my plants. I had to basically see how much fuel is being used for all the mixers, and there's a lot of idle time. Luckily, for us as resellers, we don't have too much of idle time because we're going from thrift store to thrift store. But why I'm making this video is I want people to kind of really think that, are you adding the cost of fuel when you are going to all these locations? And sometimes you're not getting anything. You're traveling to locations and there's just nothing there. Are you actually building a route for yourself? I know for me, you know, I mainly work Monday through Friday. Occasionally I'll do a Saturday, and I'm hoping to do more Saturdays coming up for garage selling, but I don't know if I will. Honestly, it's the price of fuel. That's what I'm really taking consideration right now. The price of fuel going up definitely does help. I will say, or not help, it does hurt a little bit because, you know, going to all these locations, I would test out like, okay, well, what about this thrift store? What about here? What about here? And sometimes I go in and there's just nothing there, but I like to try to check it out every month or so. And sometimes it's just completely out of the way. Well, now with the cost of fuel, it's really making me consider like I need to have a structured, you know, route. And for the most part, I do. I usually go out on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the most part. I do have my part-time employee that right now I'm having to go all the way across town to basically pick through the clothes that he finds because he's just not quite there. And he doesn't have transportation to really bring it to me. So I've had to cut his hours already, and it's mainly time for me and also the price of fuel. So it's affecting the business. So next week we're gonna kind of try something different. My part-time employee is my nephew, by the way. So next week we're gonna actually try something different, and I'm trying to figure out the days I actually go downtown anyways, which is usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So on Wednesday, I think I'm gonna have him do his normal thing at the Goodwill bins, pick him up, take him back. He can take pictures. I really needed him as a picture taker anyways. So there's that. And also, I will say, driving all the way downtown, there's traffic. I had to prepare myself. So I lose so much time going down there just to pick through clothing. But I want to see low cost, because I can get a full basket full for like 35 bucks, which is awesome. But I'm paying him hourly, I'm paying fuel, I'm losing time where I could be listing more, and I'm taking all these things in consideration, and it all kind of goes back to like fuel, honestly. I think you really got to pay attention to how you're building your routes, especially with how the economy is. I'm not trying to get political in any sense, because I honestly am a moderate, anyways, because I don't believe in really like two parties. I believe in what I think. Everyone's got different opinions, but like I said, I'm not going to get political. So one thing with fuel is building a route, and I think it's going to be really important with how the economy is right now. You have to build a route. I've been slowly kind of like watching times of when stores restock, and I've been keeping notes in my phone and saying like, okay, well, this location, they usually around 1 o'clock, this location around 11 o'clock. And I've been basically building a route where they are restocking, because let's be honest, the new racks are where you're gonna find the best merchandise. Yes, you can find things that are out on the floor, but the fresh racks that come out are the ones that you're gonna have the best possibility. So I will say this for like anyone watching this video, is this something you already do, or do you just kind of like, all right, well, I'm on my lunch break, I'm gonna swing in and go in here? For me, I've been studying, and here's the thing too, is the moment you study how it goes, it changes up, because new managers come in and they want to change the whole way things are done. Or even stores. I had a certain route a year ago that I did, and I had to change it up because now, say this Goodwill, now they're only using their own donations because of cost of fuel or their trucks. And that's what I was told. So they are reducing. They're affected by fuel costs of driving their trucks to all these locations. So I think if we see what they're doing and kind of copy in a sense of like, all right, well, they're trying to reduce their fuel costs as well. We have to reduce our fuel costs in any sense we can. So I'm really trying to reduce any unnecessary like trips. So even the post office, I have the post office come, or I drop off my stuff at the post office, but I don't, now that I have the warehouse, I used to do it, drop off my packages when I went out and about. Well, the post office is kind of out of the way now. So now I don't drop off my packages until the end of the day. So far, it's been pretty good. I will say I have one of the greatest post office like staffs there are. I don't have to worry. Like, I know my stuff's gonna get scanned in. They are great. And I talk to them. They're just great people there. So I'm very thankful for that. But now, instead of dropping my packages off around 8 o'clock in the morning, now I'm dropping them off around like 2:30, 3 o'clock, because now I'm going in to work between 4 and 5 a.m. and I'm basically kind of clocking myself out around 3. So I've shifted time so I can work early in the morning, and once I'm off work, I can wait on my kids, even though summer's coming up, and I'm wondering how that's gonna work as well. And along with having the warehouse and fuel and everything else, I'm also looking at, well, summer's coming up, so I'm trying to be in the warehouse when it's cooler inside, so I'm not having to run the AC, things like that. These are all really good things to kind of consider, in my opinion. So watch your fuel, build a route, do what's efficient, because these are things that are going to make you better as a reseller, honestly, is paying attention to the little details, because they get skipped, and I know they get skipped. So I've skipped them because I'm just like, whatever. I fuel up my truck and I just keep moving on. And I could go get like a more fuel efficient car. I could, but I've only had this for like a year and a half, or maybe a year. I can't remember now. But you know what? I don't need a new vehicle. I need to just pay attention to what I'm doing, and it'll help me in the long run. Quit making unnecessary stops. That is going to help so much. Build a route, understanding when they're going to bring out new racks. And I understand a lot of places will change things up, and you're going to have to understand that too. So as we kind of don't know what the future is going to be, because I just see the price of fuel just ticking up, and who knows, something might happen where it just goes back down $1. But it just seems like just in the last few months, it's shot up over $1 at least. And that's kind of throughout history, it's just done that. And everyone likes to blame like the president or the administrative, whatever's going on, or war or whatever. But it's also, if you think about it, kind of like all these fuel companies are a monopoly. They're all kind of talking together. We have reserves. They could make it just the same price, but they're not going to. They see the crisis of things going on, and they're like, you know what? We could raise it up because we have a way to justify, making it more expensive. That's my opinion anyways. Like I said, I don't want to get political with it. But anyways, let me know what the price of fuel is in your area, and are you building routes? Because I would love to hear it, because you really need to start doing that if you are not already. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment below. What do you think about, or what's the price of fuel in your area? And also, let me know if are you building routes? Do you already have one that works for you, or are you ordering online as well? As most of you know, USPS added their surcharge, so now it went up 8%, I believe. And I'm not gonna lie, I have already seen the effects of it, because I used to ship things under 8 ounces for under $5. Well, those days are gone, and honestly, I do not see us going back. That's just the reality of it. USPS said they were already having troubles financially, which I don't know how. But there's things that we just don't know and we don't see, and they don't really share completely with the public, or maybe I have not researched enough. So if you like this, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.